To practice Dharma, you just need a little bit of mindful and little bit of renunciation. And then if you work on your negative emotions, every time you become aware, that's it. You don't need anything else. Unless and until you transform your negative emotions, you will not have a real, true happiness. So therefore, that's what you need to do. You need to work on your own negative state of mind. And unless you do that, you really can't have a true freedom, true happiness. And that's what you have to do. If you have that understanding very clearly, you have renunciation. 17 Karmapa once said this. I haven't heard anybody else say that, but I was so impressed by that. He said that renunciation is true compassion to yourself. Real compassion to yourself is renunciation. Meaning that, how I help myself, how I really do something that's good for me, is that I work on my negative state of mind. And if I can do that, that's Dharma practice. That's good for me. And of course, eventually, it's good for everybody. So you need a little bit of that understanding that, really to work yourself, your negative emotions or kleshas, is the real practice, the only practice. And for that, you need a little bit of mindfulness. And then whenever you're aware of what's going on in you, you do something, You let things go, or you transform it, or you try to look at the nature in whatever way you work on it. And then that's your Dharma practice. And that actually is really useful because it's instantly, on that very moment, you have some result. It's not that things will not come back, but you can do something at that very moment. So therefore, my understanding of the Dharma practice is there, a little bit mindful and with a little bit clear awareness, because that doesn't need too much effort. That doesn't really need any efforts too much. We just need a little bit awareness and then, clear understanding that you want to do that, you do that. When you talk about the joy in doing positive action, is that when you know what you have to do, and then understand that if you do that, because negative emotion is coming up, for instance, I can feel upset, I can feel anger, I can feel hurt, I can feel jealousy, I can feel whatever negative thoughts coming up. I say, that's not useful. It's not necessary to feel like this. And then immediately I let that go or do something to transform that. And if I can do that, that feeling or that emotion or that state of mind actually goes away. And when it goes away, I can feel much better, I can feel peaceful immediately. Because any of these negative emotions, if you are having, it's bringing something uncomfortable inside us, disturbing your mind. Your mind is disturbed. And if I can let it go, I immediately feel much more relieved, much more clear, much more peaceful, much more, contented, happier. So if I can make like that, then that's the best practice, What else you need? Everybody says, from Guru Padmasambhava to Buddha, everybody says, if you have done away with your negative emotions, you have done your Dharma practice. There is nothing else to do. Of course, negative emotions will of course come back again and again and again because we are samsaric beings. But if you can change the situation or state of mind one moment, you have some understanding, some confidence that you can do it again. So if you want, you can do it next time. So therefore, when you have that kind of little bit idea or confidence, then you know what to do. So if you have that understanding, you have confidence in Dharma practice. Confidence in Dharma practice is not that, I believe in something, I believe in Buddha, I believe in Dharma, I believe in Sangha, I believe in my teacher, I believe so because of their help something will happen. It's not that, That if something happens, negative things happen in me, I can do it and make it, change it for a while, and it will go away and then come back, but then I can let it go away again. So if I can have that confidence, I have confidence in Dharma, Actually, it's the most, from Buddhist point of view, the confidence in Dharma is the most important. The refuge, the real refuge is Dharma. Even when they talk about, the Buddha is a perfect teacher. How do you know that the Buddha is a perfect teacher? Buddha, is a perfect teacher because if you do according to his teachings, if you really work according to his teachings, you can actually transform yourself. That's why the Buddha was a perfect teacher. What actually transforms you is not the Buddha, but the Dharma. So therefore, if I use the Dharma on myself, there's nothing called Dharma except the instructions and, know-how and understanding. If I use that, then I can bring something good for me. I can bring transformation in me. I can transform myself, a better person. I can, get rid of my negative way of experiencing things. And therefore, I become much more kinder, better human being. That's the whole point. No?